Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. And we're having coffee in this beautiful mandala mug with thankful, because I am truly thankful for what I've been given. I am a nurse, I'm a channeler, I'm an intuitive, a spiritual guide, and an integrative wellness healer. I do energy healing and I produce retreats where we do intensive healing work together. This is my passion, empowering you to understanding your power. So let's get with it for this week. What is coming up? Increased incredulity at what's being exposed. We're going to be going, that's just too incredible for me to even grasp at some of the things that we're going to see coming out in the governments around the world and the dealings and all of that. There's going to be an increased push for us to live in fear. We have certainly had that over the last few years. Why? Because fear is easy to control in people. So it's going to be up to us, and the cards are going to help us do that, to mind our own energy and to stay in a place of greater balance. Also, the need for you to understand your power in your person, understand the power of your intention, the power for you to shift the energies that you're living in so you can live with greater peace, comfort, ease, wellness, wisdom in your own life. Fireworks, somewhat in a metaphoric way. There's going to be some pretty fiery happenings this week, some explosive things, maybe in the actuality of the world, explosions that are ones we have not seen before in ways we have not seen them before. And the need, a greater need, and I talk about this a lot, for you to take responsibility for your actions, because nobody makes you do anything. So let's get with the cards that came up. I am using the beautiful Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and I'm going to read to you the cards that have come up, because number one, I'm not as familiar with this deck, but number two, these messages are amazing. So the first card that came up was the lower world. And the lower world is all about the ancestors, the people that have passed on. And we can spend a lot of time blaming them for what has happened in our life. Most of my ancestors or my childhood people are gone, and they created some craziness in my life. But the truth is, they also gave me the opportunity for great learning. So what can you cultivate from your past? What can you cultivate from your genes? A lot of us are going, yeah, I got these genes with high blood pressure, with cancer, with all of that. It's like, cancel. What can you grow with and gain? Maybe because of these difficult genes, you have had the opportunity to learn more about how I can eat differently, how I can reduce my stress to keep my blood pressure in better alignment, or to reduce my risks of cancer. There is always a positive to the negative, and that's really what the next card is about, the moon. The moon has a 28-day cycle. It comes in and it becomes full, and then it wanes until it can't be seen at all, and then it begins again to come into fullness. It has a balanced cycle. We want to seek more balance in our life, because balance is the place from which we really can grow. Buddha was all about balance, and he went from huge riches to nearly starving himself to death on a few grains of rice, and gained the understanding that neither one is right. So being the martyr, taking hyper responsibility for things and people around you, is not the way. Being totally disaffected by all the bad in the world is not the way. A balance. Take in all of that which is not going so well in the world, and take it into your understanding of what it is you can do to grow with it, to release it, because carrying these kinds of things is just too difficult And it really doesn't serve us. Us taking responsibility for the others in our lives on too big a basis never serves us. We can't do the work of someone else. They can't do the work for us. So it really is all about you. You taking care of your own energy. Clear it. Do the work you need to do. Do your work to raise your vibration. And I've spoken on that so many times. To raise your own vibrations, you want to first, one very easy way is to get into gratitude. And you really want to get into that feeling of gratitude. You don't want to just flippantly list off all these things you have to be grateful for. As a nurse, I find, it's very easy for me to go into things to be grateful for, as, even when it does not feel like a time of gratefulness. Because I can get out of bed myself. I can wipe myself after I toilet. I know that's kind of stark, but the truth is this can happen, and it can happen to young people. It can happen to old people, and nobody wants somebody else doing that for them. I can turn on my faucet and water comes out. That is a gift that millions of people in this world do not have. I can see, I can hear, I am healthy. I have the opportunity to change my health. I have a roof over my head. What are you grateful for? Get into that place of real gratefulness in your heart of hearts, knowing that these things are, even if you're living in your car, you have something to shield you from some of the elements. So finding out where the gratefulness is from your base and focusing on that raises your vibration. Our job in this world is to keep our vibration higher, especially in this lifetime we've chosen to come into. We made a conscious choice to come in now to help the world move into this new way of living. And our sole job is to let our light shine brighter and brighter and brighter. That is really all we must do. Some of us have real different pathways. Something like this is what I've been called to do. Yours is likely very different. But for for all of us, really, it is allowing our light to shine brighter, which means raising our vibration. Another way to raise your vibration regularly, and this seems so silly and so simplistic, but it is so powerful, is to set a timer for 30 seconds, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and shed pure love and joy on everything you lay your eyes on, the walls, the ceiling, the carpet, the snow, the cars, the people. You can do it to people that come into your mind, anything that comes into your mind, anything that comes into view. Because everything is energy. This process is all about you, but the power of your intention is powerful in the world. So here's how it works, especially if you have a situation with another person that is causing you great angst. Get to that place again in your heart space of feeling love. How do you feel about your spouse, your children, your grandchildren, your pet, nature, whatever it is that can get you to that place of love? Maybe it is a self-love, whatever that is, that makes your heart swell. That's how I feel it. Then set your timer and shed pure love and joy on that situation with that other person, on that other person, on the government, if that is causing you so much consternation and fear and anxiety, on the situation in your country, whatever that looks like. Every single person wants love. That is why this simple, silly tool is so powerful, because your intention to send it sends that energy out immediately. Now, how they process it's not your circus, not your monkeys. It is not for you to make that decision. Your responsibility is for you to send it out. And here's what happens. You pull that unconditional love that is available to all of us. You filter it through your body. It takes your lower vibration energy away from you, sends that love into the universe, because you are that powerful in the power of your intention. And it allows that love to go wherever you have directed it to go. That is all you have to do. That is your only job. And that will raise your vibration far beyond anything that you have ever done before. So the next card that came up was the Heart of the Sky. And this came up in reverse. Now look how beautiful this card is. The Heart of the Sky is the, can't make this up, love force that made all creation possible. This same force is present when you create with originality, when you bring formlessness into form or inspired ideas into expression. This primeval force does not know good or bad. It is up to us to provide the clear intention that will guide it to manifest. The Heart of the Sky helps us call in beauty and love from the invisible world and birth it into the world of matter. Now, the medicine, which is because it came up in reverse in this deck, we read the medicine. This has been true for me. You may feel responsible for everything and everyone. Perhaps you think you have to do it all alone. This takes you into a dark hole where you lose trust in the natural order of the cosmos. Shed your lofty sense of duty and recognize that this false prison of your own making, you can open the door and set yourself free in an instant. I have traveled with the energy of hyper responsibility my whole life, and this has led to just an overarching weight of duty in the world for me, as well as a sense of pain, because that hyper responsibility had created in me a hypertension. Now, that being said, I don't have high blood pressure. I have tension. I have had tension throughout my body on a continuous basis, which has led to pain throughout. So we want to, again, it is our circus, our monkeys, not anyone else's circus, not anyone else's monkey, that we have to attend to. It is all about you. You are the only one that can create your energy in the way that you want it to be. I just listed two great tools, the power of gratitude and the power of shedding love on things to raise your vibration. So attend to yourself. Keep your vibration high. Let go of your responsibility. Even your children, you cannot do their work. Let me rephrase that. Your young children, you can do and allow energy work to be done for them. But when they reach a certain age of accountability, like the age of 12, then it becomes their responsibility. You can continue to direct your energy to them and help guide them through the world. But again, they each had a plan when they came in, and you have a plan you had a plan for you. You can't change their plan. You can play into it and you can help them along with it. The next card that came up was the Mystical Shaman. Isn't that gorgeous? Also in reverse. So we're going to read the essence. This is the symbol of the myth maker and the storyteller, who is neither made of nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it. In so doing, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth into being. He dances between worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulder, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be defined by it or become too attached to the experience. This is a symbol of true alchemy. For all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. We mentioned earlier the balance we want to hold in life, the spiritual balance along with the material balance, because we are spiritual and we are physical. We must attend to both, and body, mind, spirit, and mental. This is why I practice integrative wellness. I'm always going to look to the most natural way to attend any physical aspect that is going on in life. We must take care of the body. We must attend to our spiritual health, our energetic health, our mental health. All of these things make up who we are. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. And then the medicine for this card, because it was in reverse. Now, I just want to show that to you again, just how beautiful that is. You see her feathers and her headdress. You see all the cosmic aspects, the stars, the clouds, everything. Be careful what you pray for. Remember, we are manifesting through our thoughts, our beliefs, our words. The mystical shaman cautions you against relentless attachment to a certain form that you think will make you happy, prosperous, famous, loved, etc. However, in seeing your dream come into being, had you considered what you were willing to sacrifice for it? Perhaps you've been telling yourself a certain story for so long, the story that only when you reach this particular goal will you be happy, that you will arrive. You didn't even notice, you're no longer the person who wanted this outcome. You may have moved beyond those stories. Perhaps it's time to admit to yourself that you need to imagine a new story that is more in alignment with who you have become. This is just one moment in millions of moments in the continuum of life. Let it go. Let it be just a story and move on. Better tales are waiting to be told. So don't hold too tightly and place too much attachment on these things that we think, well, that didn't happen, so I'm just a failure. Obviously, I'm not a very good manifester. Truth is, it probably did happen, but it didn't happen in the way you wanted it to, so you discounted it. Remember, you are creating your story, your path in this life with your words, with your beliefs, and with your thoughts. Know that in the depths of your soul, because that is where you're creating your life, and that is where you can shift it. You can change it. You can create more of what you desire. But know, just as this card said, that as you grow and shift, you're maybe not going to want the same things. So allow the you that is present today to be okay and to continually look at the things you are working towards, and allow the Creator. Remember that motto I teach all the time. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready. Guide me. To guide you. Allow your guides, angels, companions in, and keep that mantra open, because that is a continual conversation with the Almighty, the central sun, the great I am, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, Jesus, God, your angels, guides, and companions, allowing them in to help you in this very challenging lifetime we have come into. So why wouldn't we want all the power of the universe behind us? So allow them to come in and help guide you, and help them realize the shifts you've made and how you may want to redefine what you're working towards. So the next card that came up for this amazing reading was, I have to find it, I lost it. Okay, actually had come out and I got that one. It's this one, The Ghost Dance in reverse. And this is number 22. That's why it came out. It was close to the other one. 22. The ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. And this is, again, important for you to acknowledge the ancestral lineage that you came in with, because DNA does not just bring in muscle, bones, and hair color. It brings in the energies, the tragic circumstances, the grief, the difficult, the beautiful from our ancestors. We want to look at all of it and utilize their history to create more of what we want to be in this world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Meaning the truth is, if you want to be a victim because my mother did this, my grandmother was awful, my grandfather was this kind of person, and, I have this whole line of horse thieves in my existence, like you can be the victim and you can sit and spin in that energy and go nowhere. Or you can take charge of your energy and go, okay, I learned from this. So here's an example. I come from a long line of alcoholics, and in my childhood, that very thing caused me a lot of not happy times. And my husband also came from a line of alcoholics, and we chose to not do that. We chose to be very mindful. We both will still take in alcohol. We chose to be very much in charge of that and not let that happen. We chose to raise our children very differently because we learned from our ancestors. And so you can make that choice in your ancestral lineage to take all the possible learning, get rid of that crap, and take the positive and move forward. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives, being able to learn from. That's what karma is. Karma is the unlearned energy that you brought forward into this life so you can fully understand it. I release a lot of karma in the energy work I do, but we have to fully get the lessons that we needed to learn and the debts that needed to be paid. It is not punishment. Karma is a greater learning of an energy that we did not fully understand in the last lifetime. And the last card that came up was the Blade. And the Blade also came up in reverse. The blade represents sharpness of the mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of heaven. When aimed down to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. So remember, it came in reverse, so it pointed to the ground. But we want to remember that power of heaven and the power of Gaia are at our disposal to use for our own benefit on a regular basis. Nature heals like nobody's business, and allowing Gaia in to do that could mean getting out in these very freezing temperatures today, taking a walk, or just getting out and looking at the world, taking some deep breaths in. And for me, it's enjoying the beauty and the quiet that the snow has brought, because we got about 7 inches last night, which for me is a very happy thing. And here is the medicine part of the blade. Because it came up in reverse, remember it was pointing to the earth. It's time to put down the sword and place it back in its scabbard. Do not offer your blade in service to toxic emotions. Remember, it face towards heaven when it's up. Let's choose that. We're going to release toxic emotions like victimhood, like fear, like powerlessness. All of these stop us in our tracks. They do not elevate us. It's time to put down the sword and place it back in its scabbard. You will be faced with an even more disagreeable future with the people or situations you are attempting to banish. So you want to process things. You want to work it through yourself. Let those people go. Don't let those thoughts go. Let those emotions go. Put the blade to rest until your inner fire has mellowed. Then use your blade with impeccable intention to cut the energetic cords that are tying you to the drama at hand. Set yourself free. Cord cutting is so powerful. This is you cutting cords to energies that are limiting, holding you back, keeping you down, keeping you in a state you don't want to be in. I bring in Archangel Michael to cut the cords almost daily for me, because as an empath, which most anybody watching a video like this is an empath, we will often take on the energies of others. The truth is, we are constantly exchanging energy with anyone we come within our open arm length, and we can expand our aura even greater than that. At times we will pull it into about 18 inches, but we're going to share energy with everyone. Our job is to mind the type of energy with what I said earlier, keeping our vibration higher so our light is shining brighter. That is what we are here to do in this lifetime, and it is as simple as that. mind your own vibration, shine a brighter light into the world, and share that light with every single person you come into contact with. What they choose to do with it is not your circus, not your monkeys. And the truth is, you minding your energy, keeping yourself in a higher vibration is so much more fun than living in angst and sadness and fear and the weightiness. Just let those go and keep yourself in a higher vibration. And when you do that, you live in greater ease, greater peace, more joy, more empowerment, more positive impact in the world. What could be better than that? I think we're complete for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.